Good afternoon, all. First of all, I welcome all the participants who are presented here. Today, we are conducting one webinar on Vitta Mitra. It's a part of NRLM program. So, NRLM program is one of the flagship program which is initiated by the Minister of Rural Development on 2011. So, from onwards, it reaches many women through the collectives like SHGs and FPCs. So from last 12 years, it's helping the women in order to establish the enterprises, in order to making the banking linkages, in order to getting the loans, and so many capacity and skilling activities have been done by this NRLM. And this NRLM program mainly implemented by the state SRLM, so state rural livelihood missions across the nation. So far, under NRLM, this household coverage will be around 10 crore household coverage will be there, and around 9 lakh SHGs have been formed. So till this, till last year, only the NRLM is mainly focused on the mobilization and this organizational building activities. So from last 2 to 3 years, the shift is changed to enterprise development, livelihood activities. This all livelihood creations. These things is more focused now. So as a part of that program, recently the Honorable Minister of the MORD has introduced one a special cadre under the NRLM, that is Vitta Mitra. So this Vitta Mitra is basically they are the cadres. Basically, they will for the individual enterprise loaning. Earlier we have BC Saki. They are helping for the SLGs for getting the loans from the financial institutions like banks, other cooperatives, any financial institutions. This Vitta Mitra is particularly for the financial linkages for the individual entrepreneurs, apart from SHGs. So today we plan to do one webinar on this Vitta Mitra to disseminate what is the roles and responsibilities, how these Vitta Mitras will help in the SELCO interventions or SELCO intervention programs, how we can take the help of Vitta Mitras to unlock the bank loans for the enterprises. Yeah. So today in the today's session we will cover through introduction of Vitta Mitra context and government schemes, understanding Vitta Mitra scheme, how Vitta Mitra scheme will help will help for the will help to intervene the SELCO programs, and roles of our employees, and how we can work with the Vitta Mitras to unlock the financial linkages to establish enterprises, and implementation of best practices with the Vitta Mitras. Those things we will cover in today's session. So as we know, this is the one frame work of NRLM, where it includes financial linkages, technology interventions, and innovations, and enterprise development through the SHG members. It's a converged program. It's a converged program with all the key points or key pillars of the enterprise will converge at one point. That is under NRL. So this is some data on till now how much the bank linked or a bank linked finance has been unlocked through some of the states like Assam and Karnataka and many other northeast states also. This is some data regarding to that bank linkage so far. And in order to boost this bank linkage, so government has launched a similar kind of bank methods. Earlier, bank correspondents are business correspondents are there. So now, particularly to boost the financial linkages for particularly for the individual enterprises, so this bank mitra will came into picture. So to going forward, our staff Gautam sir will explain in brief about this uh, Vitta Mitra's roles and their roles, responsibilities, how they are helping in the NRLM sector. Those things will in detail Gautam sir will explain to you all. So I would like to welcome our Gautam, our one of the NRP National Resource Person for the NRLM, and is a part of this SELCO Foundation also. I would like to welcome Gautam sir for this, and I will hand over this session to Gautam sir for.
Good afternoon, all, and thank you, Saranji, for conducting such type of webinar on behalf of the SELCO Foundation. I would like to congratulate you all and to welcome you all for this session. Basic objective of this session is to bringing some kind of awareness about different kind of activities that NRLM is going to play in the near future. And to equip ourselves, we need to be very careful about this. These are the schemes and how to take it forward within the main flagship program of SELCO Foundation. It is very important to do this. As Saranji explained earlier, that NRLM started in 2021, 2011, and starting from the initiation of the NRLM program, there are various changes occurred in the programs. So, for example, initially we started in bringing some kind of financial linkages with the SHGs and who can do further business and livelihood promotion within their vicinity. And later on, there are various aspects like gender mainstreaming, nutrition programs, and relating to very vulnerable group. They also provided some kind of support. Now, the arena has changed. What they are looking for, actually, they are looking for already they have introduced so many things and they have linked SHGs to the bank, and now they are telling that if SHG members are in a capable position to find out some kind of enterprise within themselves, then how can they be provided some kind of financial linkages with the help of mainstream organizations like banks. So for that, Honorable Minister of MORD, he has inaugurated one program called Linking SHG or Linking Individual Entrepreneur with the banks. Particularly the women entrepreneurs who are in the existing business. It's not creating any type of new business. It is talking about existing business of the particulars. And if at all the women entrepreneurs are in position to conduct their business, they can be provided some kind of loan from the mainstream organization, particularly from the banks. And the basic objective is to how to do that. And today webinar is generally focusing on those type of activities, how best SELCO Foundation can be tagged with NRLM mainstream program and how to leverage financial linkages for the women entrepreneurs. And for this, we identified some kind of national rural NRLM mission and Vitta Mitra or Vitta Sabhi. Most of the states, they have also coined it like Vitta Mitra and Vitta Sabhi. They are also the cadres, and those cadres are responsible and linking individual entrepreneur to the mainstream program or to the banks. And they have also Ministry of MORD. They have identified some kind of activities, and they have also developed one app through which the individual entrepreneur can apply to the banks with the help of Vitta or Vitta Mitra, so that they can avail loan of near about 2 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees to expand their business. It is not intended for creating the new business. So for SELCO Foundation, we are striving to get the loan from the mainstream organization. And this is one opportunity where we can create some kind of ecosystem where we can access the loan from the mainstream organization like banks and who are actually going to provide some kind of financial support to the individual entrepreneur without any collateral. So this is the main focus of this program, to provide collateral-free business loan from 2 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees. And the interest varies from commercial bank, like commercial bank, it varies from 12% to 9% to 12%. But in most of the cases, interest subvention is also there. 4 to 5% interest subvention is being done by NRLM as well as the state government. So the effective interest rate is coming down to near about 5 to 7%. And it is one of the best methods how to flag all those activities of SELCO Foundation into the focus of creating individual entrepreneur, women entrepreneur in our areas. And particularly, this is a new program. And SRLM, they are taking those activities in very serious mode, because government is also working, state government and central government, they are also willing to create some kind of portfolios of linking individual entrepreneur to the banks. Earlier, banks are very proactive in providing some kind of loan to the individual entrepreneur through SHGs. But now NRLM is telling that if at all they are in a position to create their own business, then banks should be in a position to create that ecosystem to correlate them with the banks and to provide some kind of loan to the individual entrepreneur. Then the loan amount is particularly 2 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees. And it may also go not more than 10 lakh rupees, but if the loan amount requirement is less than 2 lakh rupees, they can also avail that kind of loan. So as far as to understand the Vitta Mitra or Vitta SHG, they are the community cadres from the community, and they are responsible in creating the ecosystem and creating some kind of linkages between the individual entrepreneur and the banks. And they are also the connective links with the NRLM or SNRLM to the banks. So they are from the community and they can better understand the need of the community and how to do that. They need some kind of training, and for that type of training, that NRLM has selected a few resource person, NRP, national level resource person, who will give the training to the Vitta Mitra, so that they will be in a position to create the ecosystem or to create or generate loan form for individual beneficiaries or individual entrepreneur. So in that case, actually, this is a totally new concept, and few of the states, they have also taken the responsibility in selecting the Vitta Mitra, and others are in the process of doing some kind of selection process, so that in near future, they will be in a position to create this type of cadre, and those cadres are from the community, and they are being paid by the NRLM or SRLM people. Coming to the next concept. Next concept is that already NRLM has developed the app which is actually linked with the bank application form. There are near about 13 banks. They have also created that platform where the NRLM application is directly linked to the bank's portal. and without going for those type of individual application, they can directly apply through the app, and those apps can be synchronized with the NRLM application, taking the input from the locus, which is the mainstream application from NRLM. And those are the list of the 13 banks, and they have also produced their products. They have also customized their products according to the need of the community or need of the women entrepreneur. So this is the very new concept, and last year they have done it, but as of now they have also started some kind of loan disbursing through this portal. And we will share all those list of the banks and the list of the banks with you after the webinar is over. So these are few products that the banks already they have created, and with the banks, NRLM portal is in a position to create the sustainability point of view, create the synchronization, so that they can be in a position to avail the loan through various bank portals. And these are few activities. And snapshots of those activities are there, and which can be taken into the consideration for our reference. Common benefits across all the bank products. So what is the basic idea of creating those type of bank benefits or individual entrepreneurs providing some kind of loan through Vitta Mitra or Vitta Sakhi is that those type of loans do not need any kind of collateral. It is collateral-free loan. The most products require zero collateral security. There is no collateral because bank will not ask for any collateral from the individual entrepreneur if the loan amount is within 2 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees, and she must be a SHG member. And interest summation, in most of the cases, it has been seen that both central government and state government, they are giving some kind of interest summation to those loans. Particularly, the effective loan amount will come in the bracket of near about 2% to 7% in most of the cases. And there is also credit guarantee scheme, because if at all in some of the cases, because right now what had happened, NRLM is so serious about it, they have seen that SHG bank linkages have also gone for the NPA. It is now 2%, 2 to 6%, but gradually it is going to increase. So banks are not in a position to provide some kind of loan, long-term loan or capital loan to the individual entrepreneur. Instead of doing this, now banks are also going to provide individual loan to the individual entrepreneurs who are the members of the SHGs, and they are running their business as own business, not SHG run or SHG owned business. Here, in most of the cases, what has been seen that, let's say, one SHG member is interested for any kind of business activities, let's say a beauty parlor, setting up beauty parlor. It's not setting up beauty parlor. She is already running the beauty parlor, and she wants to expand her activities. So for that, if the infrastructure cost is required and the operational cost is required, the bank can provide such kind of loan. Then who is the person who links the individual entrepreneur to the banks? So Vitta Mitra is the person, or Vitta Sakhi is the person who will link the individual entrepreneur to the banks. And the government of central government, they have also developed one app through which it can be applied. The loan can be applied, and Vitta Mitra is the sole responsible person who can do this from his mobile, from her mobile. So digital advantage is that it is a digital platform like Locos, and the state portals are in a application process and making it faster and more transparent about the Vitta Mitras. Use of these platforms and manage application and documents, monitor the progress in a single dashboard type of thing that can be monitor everything, that can be monitored in the long run. The speed of application, it takes near about, if one individual entrepreneur is there and Vitta Mitra goes to her and tries to give the application or to upload the application, it hardly takes near about 2 to 3 hours. And within this period, the entire loan application can be uploaded to the portal, and this portal is again verified by the NRLM people, because it again goes to the BPM or DPM, who is also verify all those things. Because in most of the cases, what has happened earlier, because BPM or DPM, they are claiming that we do not know the from which entrepreneur, from which Gram Panchayat those entrepreneurs have applied the loans. And for to eradicate those type of problems in near future, there will be some kind of checker and maker type of system where the BPM or DPM will be the responsible person to forward the application to the bank's portal. And so that they cannot claim that we do not know anything about the application. And they can also track. For Government of India, it's also going to track that how many applications have been uploaded, and from the uploaded application, how many have been sanctioned and how many have been rejected. And the duration of the loan is near about 52 days or to 60 days. Within the 2 months, definitely you will get some kind of information about the processing of the application or rejection of the application or go forward of the application. So this is one of the best criteria that the Vitta Mitra or the individual entrepreneur can go forward in getting the loan from the direct institution. The loan details I have already told about this. The amount of loan is near about 2 to 10 lakh rupees, and there is no requirement of collateral. And the interest rate is near about 4 to 5%, 4 to 5 to 7% in most of the cases. In some of the cases, state government is also giving some kind of interest summation for this, which is near about 3%. So effective loan amount comes to near about 2% to 7%. And these are few things that which are already linked to the Locos OS. Locos system is applicable for NRLM system in linking those type of activities, because the individual entrepreneur who is applying for the loan, her individual portfolio or individual information are being linked to Locos OS. And for this, Locos, the individual information can be uplifted or can be quoted from the Locos OS. So there is no need to create so much of information or to upload so much of information about the individual entrepreneur. So the process is that individual entrepreneur loan application, IELA on Locos, particularly the Vitta Sakhi or Vitta Mitra fills the application on Locos with SHG members. Locus means the individual entrepreneur should be the SHG, should be in the SHG portfolio, should be a SHG member, so that she can apply for the loan. And the responsible person for application is the Vitta Mitra. And the username and password is available with only Vitta Mitra. And it can also be passed to the BPM or DPM, who will forward the application to the banks. Then bank manager, block program manager BPM approves it, and John Samath generate the offer. And bank sanction the loans within 7 to 40 days, either sanction or reject the loan. Definitely the window period is not 7 to 14 days in the initial phase. In the written, they have mentioned the 7 to 14 days. Now it is taking almost 2 months for this, because uh, there are some kind of lapses in the program. So if at all the banks wants to know what type of business they are going to run, and in most of the cases, the cash flow is a problem. So to identify and to overcome those type of activities, so banks generally needs 1 to 2 months and maximum 2 months. Either within the 2 months period, they will either sanction the loan or saying that the loan application has been rejected by them. This is the process they are going to adopt right now. So as far as SELCO Foundation is concerned, what is our roles and responsibility? And it is very critical that we are striving ourselves to get individual loan application or individual loan for creating the productive assets like solar, productive asset for the individual for creating the business. So now the government of India, they have created some kind of platform where every individual woman entrepreneur or woman individual can avail the loan to expand their business or her expand her business. So in that case, the SELCO Foundation people should be in regular contact with the Vitta Mitra or NRLM or SRLM people who can create the platform for identifying the individual enterprise or individual entrepreneur and creating the application status to helping the Vitta Mitra to fill up the application status where they can directly avail the loan. And the coordination is important because SELCO Foundation is also looking for the financial feasibility of the program and whether the financial feasibility is quite enough for repaying the loan or not. That is also important for us. And for that, we need to be regularly in contact with the SRLM or NRLM people who can provide feedback and who can provide support for uploading the application, loan application to the banks. And there are 13 banks. They have also created some kind of products according to their need, and which can also be helpful for us to unlocking finance as well as expand our business. Expand SELCO business particularly, I would say the SELCO Foundation is responsible in creating the ecosystem for providing some kind of finance for creating the asset, productive asset. By doing this, if at all some woman entrepreneur is willing to expand her business, in that case, this SELCO people can help them to find out what is the business opportunity for her and how to make the application for her and how can she access the loan from the mainstream organization like this. So these are few livelihood opportunity that can be taken into the consideration how to move forward, particularly with SELCO Foundation people. Then the first is assessing the local potential. As we have generally done some kind of activities with livelihood promotion type of activities with support from various institutions and various partners, we should be in a position to create the ecosystem or create the required documents with the help of Vitta Mitra, so who can help us in creating the productive business portfolio for the individual enterprise. And for that, they need support from SELCO Foundation so as to identification, then identification and creating some kind of business profitability proposition, which can be taken into the consideration by the banks, because bank will definitely ask what is the return on investment. If at all you are spending 2 lakh rupees, if she is not in a position to create additional income of 5,000 rupees, how can she repay the loan? So this is the major criteria, then how to take it forward. I think by using solar power applications, so definitely their income will be enhanced and they will be in a position to create their sustainable livelihood. And particularly market-driven selections are also there to create some kind of ecosystem and so business opportunity for procuring raw materials and creating some kind of market linkages. So in that case also, the individual entrepreneur can ask for loan, and the Vitta Mitra will be the point of contact who can create the opportunity for the individual entrepreneur to access the loan. And viable livelihood options for SELCO Foundation point of view, that earlier also we have done some kind of activities like food processing, tailoring and stitching, retail shops, agri and allied activities. The only thing is that there are the activities which are under Udyam portal can be taken into the consideration, because Udyam registration is a mandatory information or a mandatory document for applying those type of activities or those type of loans. So, SELCO's strategic role in NRLM and SRLM program is that there are various stages, and what is the role of Vitta Mitra or Vitta Sakhi, then what is the role of SELCO Foundation, and what we expect at the final moment. The identification of the entrepreneurs, because we are directly working with the community and our partners are also directly engaged with the communities. Now, we need to identify those women entrepreneurs who are there, and they need to be linked with the Vitta Sakhi, who can actually put the application on behalf of those individual entrepreneurs to their portal, and so that they can access some kind of financial support from the mainstream organization. And the SELCO role is that access of energy, assess the energy need and technology needs for the individual entrepreneur, where they can purchase some kind of machineries and equipment and assets like solar panel are also covered under those programs. And pre-loan assessment support, that the support of documentation and application, as I have already told, that it requires only 2 to 3 hours to upload one application, and the Vitta Mitra will be in a position to sit with the individual entrepreneur to fill up the forms. It is not that Vitta Mitra will come to her house and then she will start uploading all the information. It is not required for that. But in that case, the SELCO Foundation people with Vitta Mitra can sit together with the individual entrepreneur. Then she can upload the information in the portal. And the loan facilitation is that they connect to the banks and process the loan. It is not in the hand of the Vitta Mitra. Once the application is uploaded, it is the responsibility of the BPM or DPM to approach the bank. And every time, real time basis, they are also tracking the application. How many applications were uploaded, and out of which how many applications were sanctioned and how many applications were rejected with the reason, so that we can also apply with the shortfall apply in the second time with the shortfall information or shortfall documentation which are lacking in the initial stage. And conversion to viable enterprise, they ensure loan disbursement. Disbursement of loan is the prerogation of the bank, and bank ensures that the loans are disbursed in the proper manner. And nowadays, it is taking near about 2 months or 52. Although government says that they can be ensured for loan sanction for 7 to 14 days, but right now it is taking near about 50 to 60 days. So that is fine also, because we are striving for the loan for 2 years. Now, if it is possible for 2 weeks, then definitely it is one of the added advantage for all of us. And technical and financial convergence, because through this we are we are in a position to link the individual entrepreneur to the credit, and SELCO Foundation will provide the proper solutions, proper technology solutions and vendor linkages, and integrated support system would be there in the final stage. The net outcome is there. Then training and capacity building, this is the sole responsibility of SELCO Foundation, I would say, because if at all individual entrepreneur is taking some kind of solar loan and creating some kind of asset-based portfolio, so definitely this is the responsibility of the SELCO Foundation, who can provide support for training and capacity building and how to run the business, and support can also be provided from SELCO Foundation. Post-loan handholding is that if at all they are in a position to create sustainable income or additional income from the initiation of the loan, then definitely they would be in a position to repay that amount of money to the bank. And the bank is in a position in the initial investment, let's say from initial investment from the individual enterprise, it's maximum up to 20%. Entrepreneur is maximum up to 20%. The rest 80% will be provided as loan from the banks. And if she is in a position to create sustainable business with the support of the loan, definitely she will be in a position to repay that loan. And lastly, we can see that the strengthening of ecosystem will be there, because we are creating one ecosystem where support from technology and support from financing will also be there, with the support from mainstream organization like NRLM and SELCO Foundation. Then conclusion is that the collaboration between Vitta Mitra or Vitta Sakhi and SELCO Foundation creates a long-term, strong and end-to-end support to support the entrepreneurs under the NRLM or SRM. By combining this access to finance and the right form of technology and enough handholding support and after-sale support by the vendors, it can create some kind of sustainable business for the individual enterprise who is a member of SHG, and instead of going to or applying for loan from the SHGs, they can directly approach the bank through Vitta Mitra. These are few insights from my side, and I believe that there are so many questions from your end, and definitely I will be in a position to reply those questions and answer questions. Thank you so much. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah. Please put your question in the chat box so that it can be taken into the consideration, and we'll be in a position to answer all the questions you have asked. Or you can also raise your hand to ask question directly. Another thing is that there are so many SRLMs. In our country, there are so many SRLMs, and out of all SRLMs, there are some few proactive SRLMs. And Assam is one of the proactive SRLMs who can also take those activities very proactively in their state. And particularly in northeastern states, they are in a position to accelerate those type of activities with the support or support from Vitta Mitra. The one question is that, is it given only to SHGs, or can private women entrepreneur take a loan? As it is coming under NRLM, it is strictly restricted to SHG. Not SHG, but she must be a SHG member. It's not that SHG will take the loan. But she will take the loan on behalf of her. SHG will not be a collateral agency for taking the loan or a guarantor for them. Only thing is that she can take the loan if at all she is a part of SHG. Any individual entrepreneur cannot take the loan if at all she is not associated with SHGs. What question? Okay.
So yeah, I think
There must be so many questions because we can also take the questions apart from the webinar also, because if at all the entire SELCO team or SELCO geographic team are in a position to create some kind of correlationship with SRLM people, they will face so many questions around this, and those questions can be addressed in coming time.
sure, sir. Post webinar also, we are going to share some of the documents, guidelines, and process and all to all the participants. Sir, one more question is, can mobile member associate with the FPO can type of this?
Yes, but she must be a member of SHG.
So basically, the idea is to she must be
It
associated.
is not related to FPO or something else.
Associated with SHG.
SHG.
Under SRLM also many.
And our database should be reflected in locus.
Yeah.
Then only she is responsible for taking kind of loan, and if at all, because she is not registered under Udyog. The SELCO Foundation people and SRLM people should also help her to register under Udyog.
Yes.
Registration.
Under SRLM, many FPOs, women-based FPOs also they are formed. Means they are a part of SHG, SHG also they are part of FPO also. Those can eligible to take the loans. And in localized, one ID will be created for each SHG member.
For submitting
Based on that ID only, they will process the loan and all.
That is the responsibility of before submitting any application. We need not produce any kind of business plan. Only thing is that there is a structured process or structured format for identifying and calculating the business format, business portfolio. So in that case, SELCO Foundation people are not responsible in creating the business plan for them. Vitta Sakhi is your Vitta Mitra is the sole responsible person who can do this. And it is very easy. Just what is the investment, what is the expected revenue that is going to come. So for that, we need not bother about it. That is, that component will be done by the Vitta Mitra. And SELCO Foundation can help them how to do it.
Any more questions?
No, it's not. Or not of the individual and individuals. It's very confusing.
Yeah, if any questions, either we will take it or else I think
There is enough information that if at all somebody
the
wants
first
to ask any
so you
question,
can reach out to us, we will
definitely.
yeah, we will clear.
And we can also share those information.
Sure,
with
sure.
them. Particularly, it is not exclusive that the SELCO Foundation is going to have exclusive information with them, we can also share the information over email IDs or WhatsApp, whatever it may.
Yeah, we will share the application formats and
definitely.
we will share.
But that is the responsibility of the Vitta Mitra. Only thing is that we need to facilitate the Vitta Mitra how to take it forward. Yeah. First of all, I would say that we need to, our SELCO Foundation team need to have some kind of contact with the Vitta Mitra or SRLM people so that they can create the ecosystem side by side and create the application, loan application form. We can upload the loan application form, and then after that, that is the responsibility of the banks and individual SR. It's not about the Vitta Mitra or SELCO Foundation. And definitely, as of now, they have also created so many ecosystem and so many financial information around their portfolios, and particularly I would say in portal you will find that how many applications are being uploaded, how many are rejected, how many are sanctioned. Everything can be seen. It is very transparent manner. They are showing it. Yeah.
So I think if the content is clear, then we will close this webinar. And if anything, doubts or anything, just please reach out to us. We will very happy to resolve.
One thing we can also do this, if at all there are 40 to 45 members are there, so we can also create some kind of group. If at all they want to ask something, that can also be taken into consideration. A later part of the project.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, sir. Pratham, sir, for your
thank you so much.
Brief insights on this Vitta Mitra. And I hope this Vitta Mitras will definitely help in our interventions on the ground. Definitely, sir, we will plan some of the workshops or some kind of capacitating things. We will plan with.
One thing I would like to add that I'm also responsible for us. If some people are there and they are in a position to create the ecosystem with them, I can also help them directly. No issue for this. And this is my submission that if some people, they can create the ecosystem with the SRLM, they can create the relationship with SRLM, then definitely we can work together how to take it in.
And I would thank all the participants who gave their time and their participated in active mode. So thank you, Canada, for joining this webinar and make it success. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.